Welcome to DentonRadio.com, powered in part by Classic of Denton.
Hey everybody, thank you for being here today on the Denton Vibe with Diva Girl Ellie. We're here today with Raylee Trawick with Arty Party, and we're going to be talking about Arty Party and what that is all about and all of the fun stuff that she's involved with Arty Party. So thank you, Raylee, for being here. Thank you for joining us tonight. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for inviting me.
And not a problem. So I met Raylee at the Denton Community Market, and I happened to be scouting out some artists and whatnot to bring on the show. And one of the things that intrigued me about Raylee's Arty Party was that she does create Arty parties for art therapy. So we're going to be talking about that in detail in a little bit. But first, I want to know who Raylee is. So tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, I went to A&M for about a year. I was there as an environmental scientist, and then I was doing art in my free time while I was there, and I decided to transfer to UNT as a drawing and painting major, and I was there for a year. During that year, I was working for the previous owner, Jennifer Plaisir. She owned Arty Party first. And then she told me about, a little over a year that she was going to be selling the business. So I was like, I really enjoy this. I want to keep doing this. It's a ton of fun. It's what I love to do. And I decided to buy the business from her. And I've just been adding more to it. And I added art for therapy and a few other programs. But yeah, that's kind of been
very interesting. Okay, so let's back it up a little bit and let's talk about you and how you as a person became involved with art before Arty Party.
Well, I've been doing art as young as I could remember, elementary. I took art all throughout middle school. I took it all throughout high school. I do ceramics, sculpture, murals. Right now I've been working with a lot of acrylic pouring techniques in my free time and working on a mural at TJ's Pizza. So
nice.
Lots of fun doing that. Doing storytelling in the murals and stuff like that.
So what is your favorite form of art, as all of the stuff you just explained right now that you have touched and dabbled in? What's your favorite medium of art?
I want to say I'm mixed media because I haven't really discovered which type of art particularly that I like, but I do use acrylics a lot, but I mix them with a lot of other things, mediums and whatnot.
That's really cool. I've yet to mix my acrylics, and I should, and I'm interested in doing that, but I have not done that yet. So maybe you can teach me a few things once you have time and stuff. I'm pretty sure you're really busy with all the parties going on. So let's talk about Arty Party. Now, I know you said that you took over the business, and when did you take it over again?
Fairly recently. It was in June this summer, actually.
Oh, really? Okay, so what has it been like since you picked up this business?
It's been a lot of work, managing a lot of things. I took the business in full time and, really it's become a part of me. It's kind of my baby. And just really working with that. It's been a lot of, long hours.
I can imagine.
I do most of the stuff. I probably couldn't do everything without, I gotta say, Josh Crow, my social media guy.
Social media is very time consuming. It's very addicting and time consuming, people.
It is, yeah. I still get on there and I'll, post like food that I make at home.
So, okay, we saw each other, or I saw you first at the Denton Community Market. So that's a time investment in and of itself. So you're there usually on Saturdays, or do you drop in every now and then, or how does that go?
Fairly recently, when I first took over, we'd be there every Saturday. I've kind of minimized it to once a month, a Saturday, and I'd come in, help with setup, and then one of my employees would stay there and do the face painting. And then I'd probably go and work on another project, the mural or, some of my own artwork, and then I'd come back and help,
Okay, so before we get into the meat of Arty Party and what all the details are about that, so you're talking about mural painting. So, what kind of style, what kind of themes are you painting? Because you did say that you tell stories through your murals, or you try to tell stories through your murals. So tell me a little bit about that. I want to hear about your mural paintings.
Sure. Well, the one I'm working on right now, it has like little pizza monsters in it, and it has like a little alien ship, and they're like, they come to planet Earth and to find their distant relatives. TJ's pizza being eaten by the masses, and then I have like this, symbolism. I have an eagle with a pilgrim woman flying on that eagle, so that represents TW and UNT attacking this pizza monster that is on the courtyard, and so it's just coming in, doing that. But that's kind of the story behind that. And then the rest is kind of up to interpretation. So.
Well, that's very cool. I can't wait to see it. And I know that a lot of times, if you walk through Denton, you're going to see a lot of artwork plastered everywhere. I mean, here alone in the Discover Denton Welcome Center, we've got a huge mural here, and all of it is symbolic of stuff here in Denton. So it's, it doesn't surprise me that when you go see another mural that there's some sort of Denton heart in it. It's Dentoning. So yeah, that would be really interesting to go see. So I want to see that when you're finished with it. So now, I did notice on your Facebook page when I was looking at my next interview and trying to see what kind of art you did. I know that you do a lot of your own personal art in a personal level, as far as your paintings and stuff, murals aside. So I saw a little style, coming through your photos and stuff. So tell me about your style. It's very different. There was a few paintings on there that were, it wasn't of a subject matter. It was just this beautiful flow of colors. Describe your style to me in your words, because
Right. Well, it is non-objective work. I wake up, early in the morning, and that's kind of, if I have time, if I'm not like going into a meeting or whatnot, I'll do art in the morning, after coffee, of course. And that's kind of the technique I've been working with and trying to master, the acrylic pouring, where I get multiple colors and I have the canvas on the floor and I pour it. They call it a dirty pour, and I do that. And it's really, it feels good to do it. Like, it's stress relieving. It's just a good way to start the day, really. And it gets my mind off of things if I'm like, and I just want to.
Yeah, I've never tried that technique before, and I know that painting is very therapeutic for me. Just, there are days that I will just get my, my little portable easel and my canvases and my paints, and I'll go sit down at Eastside and I will just pick a table out and just zone out. But I've never done the pour technique, which for some reason it may seem more relaxing to me just from the thought of just watching the paints pour. And I know that sounds so simple or simplistic, but in the same element, you're watching the creation of the colors hit the canvas, and then you're mixing and pouring those emotions of colors together. So I'm going to have to try that. So I can see why it would be relaxing, especially first thing in the morning. For those people that paint, I'm sure they can relate to that too. So that's pretty interesting. I'm going to have to try that too. And I have a list of everything that I need to try that I haven't done. Each artist and each guest that comes on here, there's so many things that I learned from them. I'm like, I got to try that. So yeah, anyways, let's go ahead and get into the whole Arty Party, your business. This is your business, and obviously it's your baby. So tell me exactly, because we haven't talked about what it is, but what is an Arty Party? Obviously it's self-explanatory in the name, but there's more than that. So let's start from the beginning with Arty Party.
Let's see. Well, an Arty Party, I'm trying to think of, do you mean like the feeling, or when you like go through the process of, getting an Arty Party event? It's mainly, we get people in that want to have a good time, that want to relax, that want stress relief, just or art therapy. We're working with resident care facilities, we're working with businesses, we're working with just regular people. So that's kind of the beginnings of it. Then we have the event and whatnot, and it's enjoyable. It's more about the interaction of the people and them having a good time during the event, and just letting go and just getting into the process of the art is really cool to watch.
So do you guys have okay, let's say we book an Arty Party, because that's what you have to do, right? You book an Arty Party? Okay. So then you're going to have a class, and is it an open class or is it a private class?
It's generally a private class.
Okay, so then if me and my friends wanted to get together and we decided to book an Arty Party, then I could fill up the class or wherever you have them. Where do you have them, by the way?
It's a mobile studio, so we would be coming to these facilities or the restaurant or a wine bar or the home of the resident.
That's pretty interesting. So you basically bring the party to them, and that's a little twist on what we're used to seeing. So that's really cool, and it's very convenient. So then we book our party, we have the place ready, and do you provide the supplies, or do you have them bring their own supplies? How does that happen?
We provide all the supplies. The only thing they need to bring is themselves. If they don't even want to make food, we have business partnerships like LSA Burger and B&B and the Abbey Inn, and they have catering packages where literally all they have to bring is themselves.
That's really cool. I did not know that about your Arty parties. That's something that I missed. I didn't see that in the information, but how convenient, because I know part of the stress of having a party or even just a get-together of that nature, you want to entertain your guests. You want to make sure they're at least snacking on something. So that's really cool, and that's really neat that you're using Denton local businesses to do that with. So then, okay, we've got the location, the booking, and now we've got snacks. What else is next after that?
After that, we do the party. We do all the cleanup and whatnot. They go home with their painting. My goal really is to get them to hang it up on their walls. So we do unconventional works. I'm actually working on, more like non-objective and abstract works.
Which is different than some of the themes that you see, because some of the themes tend to be very, I guess it's straight across the board. And are they able to get expressive with themselves versus a whole classroom or group of the same picture is what I'm getting at.
Right. Yeah. That's what's really fun about it is each one will look different because, we give them a palette of colors, multiple colors to choose from and tools, and we show them these techniques in the class, and they do come out differently, and it's really cool to see that end result. We always get a picture of the group near the end, and just seeing them next to each other, the different
styles and techniques that each one of them do, because everybody's got y'all can all be looking at the same picture, but like you said, everything's going to look different because everyone interprets things differently, and that's pretty much the end result that you're seeing is different interpretations from each of the people that attend. So how big are the classes, or it could be, is it unlimited as far as the space or the people that book your parties or whatnot?
We do a minimum of, generally 10 people, and then it goes up from there. They pretty much set the maximum. It's, generally space or, whatnot like that. So.
Okay. So how often do you book Arty parties?
I want to say at least we get a booking once a week, every week. It's pretty busy this October. I want to say we have a week where we're booked every single day.
And what kind of themes are they looking for? And I'm imagining that during different months there's different themes and people will ask you more of something. I can only imagine what October's themes are going to be like. So what do they have on the book so far?
Right now, we've been doing a lot of Halloween and Day of the Dead things.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking into doing a soft tissue collage,
Mm-hmm.
and that's going to be kind of like fall trees, the colors of fall, maybe some turquoise in there.
Mm-hmm. So, okay, I didn't realize this. My assumption was that it was only painting. So you're not just doing paintings, you're doing other stuff too?
Yes, we also do crafts.
Okay, see, I didn't know that either. I just assumed it was all painting. So that's really cool that you can take on any type of, craft or bring some sort of learning skill to the classroom. Because I would have thought, oh, just painting, okay, cool. But no, if you're doing all kinds of other mediums, that's really interesting, because then they don't have a cap on what they're learning or sharing. And if there's a common theme that they all like, then they can learn it together or experience it together. So what kind of themes do you bring? What is the most popular? Let me go ahead and ask that. Aside from painting.
The most popular. Well, right now it's our art for therapy, because we don't just bring in paintbrushes. We bring in all kinds of weird tools. Like I've just had bubble wrap in my studio, and I was like, well, we're going to use this for this art for therapy. That'll be, lots of fun. And that's been probably the most popular, because it's very interactive, and they really get to express themselves and let go.
Mm-hmm. So let's talk about that art therapy. That is the reason why I wanted to have you here, because of that, because a lot of people don't realize how therapeutic art is, and not just the calming or just the relief of stress that's involved when you create something artistically or painting or get lost in a craft, but it's also, healing. So I want to talk about that specifically, and tell me more about the art therapy side of it, because what kind of art therapy is involved in your class, in your...
Right. So I guess as an example, at a resident care facility that we do monthly private events for, we would, at the beginning of the class, we'd ask them a few questions like, what is your favorite color? What is, I'm trying to think of the other question. Something like that. What is your favorite color? Something about themselves. And then we get them to use that color in the painting. And by doing that, they're unknowingly doing a reflection of themselves in the painting. There's other questions like, who is someone that is close to you? What would be a color that would represent them? So, really with the non-objective works, taking colors and representing them with those feelings and whatnot, and you look at it and it's not just colors, know.
It translates somehow. Like you said, you picture a certain color for a certain person, because when I guess you give off that vibe, so to speak. You see that when every time you think of this person, you always think of this color, or it reminds me of this or whatnot. So, what are the benefits of taking an art therapy class or booking an art therapy party with you? And what kind of people come in there?
I want to say it's been all kinds of people, really. Mainly resident care facilities for seniors, who deal with dementia and Alzheimer's. And then we did recently do just like a fun little meeting with some kids in the Dallas area who were deaf. And that was a lot of fun to watch, because they're very visually inclined. So it was that was a lot of fun.
They'll excel in another sensory of themselves. So definitely they're able to express what they usually can't express otherwise.
Right. Yeah.
So and how is it different working with the senior citizen community versus the children community? Because I would imagine they're both rewarding, but how do they differ? What is it like when you walk into each of those classes?
I want to say the kids are more, they're just really excited about it, and they just, are ready to paint. With the seniors, it's a little different. It's really more about the therapy than it is about the art with them. And you really we really have to assist them and be there and just really just socializing with them and talking with them.
So you did say you have a staff. Do you have a staff that helps you?
I do.
So is it you and your staff that go out to them, or is it just, does it vary?
It depends on how large, but usually I always have an assistant with me.
Okay, because I was just about to say to give each and every person the personal attention that they need, especially in that type of environment, because I know making a connection with someone, like you said, it's not about the art, it's about their actual therapy, is much more rewarding than to actually see, oh, here's the end product of the painting. It's more about the experience of them actually, healing through that process. So I know that what kind of benefits do you see from them? Do you go see the same people? Like, do you book a certain facility week after week, or is it just once in a blue moon? Because I would be very curious as to see, if I go see this person or these people at this facility, what kind of progress they would be making. So
right,
do you get that experience?
This is fairly recently, actually, that we've been doing bookings on a regular basis with them, and
sorry, we have an extra guest here.
Yes,
it's a fly.
Yes, a very I guess confident fly.
Yes, it's a very confident one.
But yeah, I'm actually I've only been with one care facility like repeatedly. This program is fairly new, but I will be going and doing some quilling with them, so I will get to see, but I did get to see just near the end of it, they're very happy and just like super excited, lots of smiles. It's really rewarding in that way.
Imagine. I would imagine. And quilling is not an easy process, I don't think, at least from what I see. It looks very complicated. Is it? I don't know.
It really isn't. With the right guidance, we have, it's pretty simple. But, for the seniors, we do like pre-quill it where they mainly collage it.
So just so you know, quilling, if nobody's familiar with that, it's how would you explain it?
It's spinning paper, basically.
Yeah, rolling the paper up or spinning it, and then using that to create an art piece, different colors, making different, shapes or whatnot to make a picture. For example, a flower, you would just quill the paper to make the petals and then the green, and it just looks amazing to me. It looks hard for some reason. I don't know why, but it does. So where can we find you and book an Arty Party if we were to want to book an Arty Party?
You can just right now I have it on our page where you just email me and I send you a form. Basically look at our website and look what services we provide and whatnot at artypartyevents.com, and we also have our Facebook page where you can see public events that we do. We do fundraisers and charity auctions also where we donate art. And then we're also on Instagram, so we post stuff on there.
And what is your name on Instagram?
It's Arty _party_studio.
Oh, okay. So do you have an actual studio, or is it just completely mobile, like you said?
It's basically part of my home, yes. It's my studio space.
And when you say mobile, is it an actual, like, I don't know, is it like a little food truck with art stuff that comes out, or is it just mobile in the sense that you're bringing it to them?
It's just mobile in the sense that we're bringing it to them.
So to book more information, you can find her on her social media. And obviously, how long did you say the parties take?
The parties, it can take 1 hour. It can take 2 to 3 hours. It depends on what kind of activity we'd be doing.
Oh, okay. And how do you have to book in advance? I mean, I'm pretty sure you're, like you said, around the holidays, it's starting to get a little bit more packed. So
yeah, during the holidays I do recommend like a month or 3 weeks. It's generally 2 weeks at least in advance.
Mm-hmm.
We can try to set up a booking.
So do you do holiday themes as well? Because I know Halloween is coming up, which you've already started to feel the influx of customers asking for that. But do you cater to like Thanksgiving, Christmas, those kinds of things, Valentine's Day, all the typical holidays? So, I mean, usually those come pretty quickly. Right after Halloween, I feel like it's a big roller coaster all the way into basically Valentine's Day. And, those are some of the most major holidays. So do you see that people really want that type of stuff? And do you book for those special themes and whatnot?
Yes. This is definitely our where we get a lot of volume. I'm already planning like way ahead for all those events.
Mm-hmm.
I already am thinking of Thanksgiving doing maybe a glass painting where we paint a glass and like put like I eat all the food nom 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 or something like that.
So do you ever just create a party in an area that will allow you to do your own and open it up to the public and say, okay, I'm having a class of, we're doing a Thanksgiving turkey stained glass, and if you want to join my turkey Thanksgiving stained glass class, we'll be here, register here, or is it just always going to be a booked type of thing?
We mainly do bookings. I have been talking to our business partners where we do private parties with them about doing, maybe a once a month class. But generally, we're doing mainly private parties.
Okay, well, let me know, because that would be pretty interesting to drop into one of your classes, just like one of those open ones that if somebody allows you to come in and do a once a month type thing and say, hey, we're going to open up this class. If you want to register, that would be really cool. Bring some friends, that kind of thing. So thank you so much for being here, Raylee. I appreciate you shedding some light on your Arty parties. And I know that a lot of people would be interested in booking that as a fun alternative to a birthday party for kids because, what a better way to have it. And I tend to think that when you...
Well, thank you for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed the show.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I have several nephews and nieces, but when I had them around me, the way to focus them was with painting and art, and it just kind of completely zoned them in. They get really involved in that. So moms and dads, if you guys want a really cool party for your kids, book Arty Parties. They are going to have some fun, and I believe you have some messages. I never see these, but here they are. And I'm not even sure how to... There you go.
Oh, I see.
Sounds cool. That's Claire
Graham.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds cool. Jennifer Pleasure.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
There you go. What about kids' parties?
Yeah, we do get a lot of kids' parties, especially birthday parties. That's
Definitely.
one of our big sales for sure.
And they don't have to be birthday parties. They could, obviously you can book them anytime. But now you know where to find her. Now you know what she does. And it's not just for kids. It's for adults, too. It could be your alternative for basically anything. A girls' night in instead of a girls' night out.
Bachelorette
parties. Any kind of theme. If you want to get your sisters, your aunts, your nieces, and your mom together, this would be a great way to bond. It's not just for women. There's all kinds of other arts and stuff. Painting is therapeutic. So like I said, it's not just for women. But thank you so much for being here. And I appreciate you coming by and stopping in with us here at DentonRadio.com.
Yeah, it was pretty cool seeing y'all's studio space.
Yeah, definitely. So thank you, everyone, for tuning in to the Denton Vibe with Diva Girl Ellie. Tune in next week when we have another artistic guest on the show. And y'all have a great week. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed the show. Be sure to check out DentonRadio.com for new Denton artists and where they're playing next. While you're surfing the internet, make sure you check out our friends Classic of Denton at ClassicofDenton.com.